Hello everyone. It is Carmen and Darius Britt here with Wealth Nation, and we wanted to come live to you all today just so that we can introduce ourselves and you guys can learn a little bit about our journey and how Wealth Nation was founded. Go ahead.
So I have a background in industrial engineering. Right out of college, I got an opportunity to work for Boeing building airplanes, which was amazing. I really enjoyed engineering from the aspect that I thought that was something that I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And once I started doing it, I was like, man, I have to continuously do this every single day for the next 30 years, or 59 and a half.
Yeah.
And I think it was just one of those things where you go through, you're 30 years old, or however old I was at the time. I was 20 something. I just didn't see myself doing the same thing every single day for the rest of my life and contributing to Boeing and not to individuals. My goal or my passion is helping individual people.
Agreed. And I had a similar background, although I'm not the brainiac that Darius is with engineering. I had a degree in communication studies, and I pursued my master's degree. And at the time when I graduated, we were in a recession. And so there weren't many jobs available. And I struggled for probably the first 2 to 3 years out of college with a master's degree to find a job that didn't pay me $10 an hour. And not that knocking any of that, but that's just, when you have this expectation of, I went to college, I should be able to earn X amount of dollars. That was definitely a rude awakening for me. But agreed, once I finally got to my corporate job, I was like, yes, I'm in there. And then after, it was maybe like 5 days, the first full week, I was like, I have to do this for 40 years?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, this is not going to be good. So when Darius and I got married, we bought our first home, and we really tried to be as responsible as we could as American citizens. So we invested in our 401ks, we played around with the stock market, we had a house, we were doing all these things that you're supposed to do.
When you get married.
Yeah, when you get married.
The responsible thing to do.
Responsible, supposedly, right? And so we were told from a family member that we will have a successful marriage if we can share a bathroom and a checkbook together.
Yeah, and that started everything.
Yeah, so that started our financial journey. So we actually joined Financial Peace University with Dave Ramsey, and he taught us everything that we needed to know about budgeting and coming together as a team and having our budget committee meetings. And that was such an eye-opening opportunity because never before had we really had conversations about money.
Yeah, and I think that experience helped us organize our finances to where we were only using one income to support our lifestyle, and the rest of it was going into savings. Yeah,
or the debt snowball.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we paid off with Dave Ramsey's program, we paid off $60,000 of debt in a year. So we were literally doing everything that he said, eating rice and beans, beans and rice. And that kind of just started a real interest in sharing what we were doing with our friends and our family. And we just had a ton of fun using the envelope system and making it work.
I think what really resonated with me is how as we got our finances together, our health for some reason also got better.
True.
Like we were more focused on working out, more focused on our bodies. So
eating right,
yeah. So I think there's a huge, for us
correlation.
personally, there's a correlation between health and wealth.
Yes, yes, they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So then next from there, as we were in the middle of the Financial Peace program, we completed the first 3 steps, and we're into the 4th step as far as saving 3 to 6 months worth of your income. And then from there, it was just like, we really started to wonder how we could save our way to financial freedom.
Yeah.
So we really kind of just started challenging things and asking other questions and just realizing that we weren't going to live the financial lifestyles that we wanted because we want to travel. We love eating out. We're huge foodies. We just enjoy experiencing things. And so saving every penny of our disposable income wasn't going to allow us to have our cake and eat it too.
Right.
So from there, we...
I think from there, what we ended up doing is we had the savings piece done. Then the next step was investing.
Yes.
And that's how we started to get more involved with real estate investing. We did a few deals in wholesaling and kind of moved our way through the process. And then we started kind of understanding or working with our private money lenders and saying, like, what is it that you do that you can write us this check and we hold it for a year? And
Yeah.
so once we wrapped our head around that, we started, working more with them. A lot of anything that you ever want to know, you just work with the people that are doing it.
Yeah, that significantly leveled up our financial game and just our mindset, because we also didn't take into consideration the programming that we had grown up with.
Yes.
As far as how we think about money and our relationship with money, and how that can really hold you back, which was holding us back.
Huge.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about mindset a little bit?
I even think when it comes to mindset, there's like that subconscious mind to where you don't even know that you don't know.
Yeah. You don't know what you don't know.
Unconscious incompetence.
Yep, exactly.
You don't know that what you're doing. Like, even when it comes to negative self-talk, you are what you believe. So as you say things, I'll always be in debt, or you'll always be in debt, or I know my parents used to say money don't grow on trees, or I want PlayStation 4, we can't afford that.
Yes.
That's stuff that you hold on to as adults. So all of our financial understanding or our financial education comes from our environment, not necessarily something that we get from school.
Exactly. I totally agree with that. And you said that one comment. I remember telling Darius a few years back, like, we'll always have a car loan because we're always going to be buying new cars and things like that. And just when you put things into perspective, realizing that that's not the case. You don't have to live that life. So from our real estate journey, we stumbled into this infinite banking concept. And again, it just took it to another level. So we've been like stair-stepping this thing just level to level to level. And now we really feel like we have honed in on being able to work smarter, not harder, when it comes to your money, and just really being able to play in a secure environment.
Yeah, when it comes to our understanding of infinite banking, is also having an understanding of debt.
Yes,
and
huge.
What debt does for our economy, United States and as a general in whole. We have $1 trillion worth of debt. So maybe there's something that's going on that we may not understand, or something that we haven't learned as we were coming through the process of understanding finance, right?
So true. Yeah. And really what we've learned is that there are two different playing fields in this deal. So we have Consumerville, in which we all live in as consumers, and then we have the 1%. So the 1% understands how consumers think. I mean, they're basically feeding us everything that we know when it comes to money, and they're just controlling the money. So it's really just, like, again, opening your mindset and just looking around and really understanding what's going on.
Yeah, and it's nice that you mentioned the 1%, because I think a lot of times we think, or we like to say that they inherited, or they inherit their money. I think most importantly, they inherit an education about money. So you can take a billionaire. Let's take our president, for example. If you take away all of his money, a few years later, he'll still earn it all back because he has a billionaire's mindset. So I think that's something that's huge when it comes to understanding wealthy people is that they have a wealthy mindset. They have a wealth mindset.
Yes, absolutely. As opposed to a broke mindset, which is sometimes what a lot of consumers have. And I know that's something that we had. Going back to what Darius was saying is like, I can't afford these things, or money doesn't grow on trees, or rich people are greedy. You know, when you hear these things, it gets planted into your subconscious mind, and it affects your financial decisions moving forward.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One thing I would like to go back to is debt, though.
Sure.
When it comes to debt, debt or a liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. Every time you pay it, you are negative however much money you finance your payment is. What we had to take in consideration is, who are we paying? When we make a payment for, let's say, for our car, or for example, when we make a payment on our car, we're making a payment to a financial institution or a bank. What that's doing is that's stimulating our economy, because in order for somebody to create that, you have to go to work, and somebody has to have the money available for you to get that loan, right?
Yeah.
So by that interest that you're paying them, you're helping them generate more money from their money.
Cash flow.
That's cash flow.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to infinite banking is a process of using whole life insurance to finance your lifestyle. Without infinite banking, you just have a whole life insurance policy. Now, when you start utilizing that insurance policy, that's when infinite banking is it's a process. That's when you're doing infinite banking.
Correct.
So that's a way of financing. Instead of using the bank for that, you use your insurance policy and you pay yourself back principal and interest. Now you've created cash flow for yourself.
Yes, we are just trading positions with the banks.
Right.
And then once you think about it, it's a mindset shift. Debt, how bad is debt if you're in debt to yourself? All we're doing is transferring who owns the debt, or who owns the purchases, the cash flow. And we just want to get you into a position of power so that the cash flow can be coming back to you instead of flowing out of your household.
Right. To you or your family.
True.
Because what we're doing is we're doing this as a family. My parents, Carmen's parents, her brothers, we're all doing this as a unit. So we may not have enough money in our insurance policies to buy a house, but collectively as a family, we can own that debt ourselves.
Yes.
And as we make mortgage payments, we make those mortgage payments back to the family.
And the money stays in the family.
And the money stays in the family.
And we do it again and again and again.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. We just wanted to see you, say hello, and just introduce ourselves like we said again. So if you want more information on Wealth Nation, please check out our website at wealthnation.io. We have 2 webinars that you can register there. The first one is Move Money to Make Money, where we give you a basic breakdown of how money works and just introducing you to concepts that maybe you've never heard before. And then the second one is Infinite Banking 101. So a more in-depth talk as far as what Darius and I were sharing with you as far as what infinite banking is and what is the process. And then subscribe to our YouTube channel. We do videos like this all the time where we just talk about finance and really like to crack down on some of the theories that as consumers we're taught, but really defining it so that you understand what's going on so that you can make the best decisions for yourself.
Yes, and reach out to us with any questions that you have in regards to anything we've said today or anything that we have on our YouTube channel or our website. We love talking about finance and our journey and how we can help you do the same.
Awesome. So check you guys later and keep following us because we'll send tips your way. Have a great day.
One.